Hello there and welcome. This is Mikhail or Michael speaking, and as always, I want to express my gratitude to those who decided to support me financially, be it through PayPal, Patreon, or Super Thanks. It really helps, so thank you, friends. Now I'll start this video by saying that no matter what pro-Ukrainian side is telling, it would seem that this is an actual counteroffensive. For about a few days, they were denying the fact that this is a counteroffensive. They were saying that this is just recon by force. I assume it is done because they were unable to achieve their tactical goals anywhere on the front line, and everywhere they attacked, Russians were able to repel them. For example, when they counterattacked in the general direction of Bakhmut, in this sector, if you remember their famous Kharkiv offensive, they were able to penetrate defense lines of the Russian army on the first day, after which they sent their fast-moving recon detachments that had a free roam in the Russian rear. And I'm sure if this situation would have been repeated here in Zaporozhye front, if Ukrainians on the first day were able to penetrate Russian defensive lines, they would gladly say that this is the start of the counteroffensive. But due to the fact that this counteroffensive is developing slower than Ukrainians probably expected, they are still claiming that this is not the long-awaited counteroffensive. Anyway, go to the comment section and tell me whether this is an official Ukrainian counteroffensive or they are really just doing reconnaissance by force. I would really love to hear your opinion. Anyhow, let's start with the settlement of Lapkove, which is located here to the west of Avdiivka. Here in the last 2 days, situation was very dynamic. To understand the situation around the settlement, it is very important to visit a topographical map. Here is the topographical map of this sector. As you can see, the settlement of Lapkove is located in the lowlands, right in between two tactical heights. This tactical height is controlled by the Russian forces, and this tactical height is controlled by the Ukrainian forces. The initial Ukrainian attack was split into two. They were attacking straight on and across this lowlands in the direction of Russian positions on the heights. They had initial success here on the heights, but then were counterattacked and driven back. On the second day, they did not attack Lapkova directly, but it would seem that they attacked once again across the field, and as some report suggests, were able to capture some of the tactical heights. However, at this point in time, it is being reported that not only Russians are controlling all those tactical heights, but also counterattacked Ukrainians in Lapkova and forced them to retreat. Situation in this settlement is most interesting due to the fact that some sources are claiming that Russians have completely regained control over Lapkova. However, some sources are saying that Russians control tactical heights, with Ukrainians leaving the settlement, and the settlement itself is being in a gray zone. In any way, as at time of recording, it is safe to say that Ukrainian 3-day offensive towards this settlement did not achieve its goal. Russians still control tactical height and full fire control over the settlement. Then we shall visit Avdiivka front. A few hours ago, at the time of recording, there were reports of heavy artillery fire here in this sector in between Avdiivka, and Ukrainians have started massive offensive here. As a result of that, they were able to successfully advance across these fields and push Russians back towards settlement of Rabotina. This overall sector is being their primary goal in this attack. If we zoom in a little, we can see that there is a tactically important road that leads from Novodanilovka towards Rabotina, which Ukrainians are using to their advantage. So at this point in time, this is the hottest spot on the map. This is where the most active Ukrainian offensive operation is happening. As of right now, those offensive operations still continues, and Ukrainians are slowly but surely moving towards Rabotina. Yesterday, I reported of a Ukrainian column being destroyed, and there were reports that a first Leopard 2 tank was destroyed here near Mala Takhmachka. I was hesitant to say that it was true, but it is now obvious that the report was truthful, and I have a video as a proof of that. Now there's an interesting thing we should point out is, as you could see on the video, this Leopard 2 tank was destroyed even before it actually entered combat. This is mostly due to the fact that the Russians have capabilities of spotting those Ukrainian columns that are advancing to the front line and unleash artillery fire on them. And to bring this argument home, I have a video for you of Ukrainian column of armored vehicles coming under fire by the Russian artillery. So, in conclusion, Ukrainians are advancing here, but taking heavy losses. Then we should go from here towards so-called Avdiivka bridgehead. Throughout last 24 hours, Ukrainians continue attacking all across the bridgehead. However, there were no successes reported. Ukrainians weren't able to advance anywhere. In fact, we receive more and more confirmations that Russians were able to commit some of their counterattacks and regain more territories around Novodonetsk. From here we go to the situation in Avdiivka. If you remember, yesterday I reported that Ukrainians have started attacking in the general direction of Vadane, and it is now being reported that Russians were able to repel those attacks. Ukrainians were unable to achieve any success. There's also reports that Russians resumed their attack from Peski towards Pervomaisky. From Avdiivka, we shall visit Bakhmut and its flanks. Here, Ukrainians were attacking as well. As a result of those attacks, they were able to completely capture this portion of land to the west of the canal. They are generally attacking in this direction towards settlements of Ozornikivka, Kurdyumivka, and Zelenopile. There's also reports of a somewhat successful Ukrainian attack in the direction of Klishevka. However, it is not being confirmed whether this attack came from the Ivanivsky direction or in the direction of the canal. But this indicates heavy intense fighting in this sector around Klishevka. Then we should go to the north of Bakhmut, where situation in Bridgehead also developed. Throughout last 3 to 4 days, Ukrainians were continuously attacking here in this sector towards general direction of Bridgehead. Yesterday, their controlled territory was about here, and as a result of storming operations, they were able to gain more territories and pushed Russians closer to the settlement. Some reports suggest that the fighting for the settlement of Bridgehead have started. It is also important to note that Ukrainians are advancing with some difficulties. They are extremely exposed to Russian artillery fire, and as a result of that, are losing armor and men. Anyway, this is the end of the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, as always, please consider supporting it with a like, comment, and a subscription. These actions really help to promote this video. Thank you in advance. As always, humanity calls me to condemn all violence against human beings. Have a good day, and always remember, Russia will be free and great.